91.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Let's get both of today's guests on air. And Isabel, are you with me?
I am.
Wonderful. Danny, are you with me?
I am with you.
I love that it worked out. Oh, a little panic attack. Tell me who we just heard, guys. City Sam.
This was City Sam, originally from Senegal, who lives now in Sevilla, Spain. And he'll be joining us for our opening night this Friday, September 20th.
Wonderful. And let me do a brief introduction here so we'll start off properly. I'll start off by saying Isabel, Sofer, and Danny Melnick opened the Local in Saugerties 1 year ago. The venue is a space for arts, culture, and community. Both Isabel and Danny are music producers and have more than 30 years' experience in producing festivals and concerts. Their new season begins this Friday with the opening night with City Sam and Afro Flamengo. And with that, guys, a warm welcome back to LocalMotion, Isabel and Danny.
It is great to be back.
And this was just a year ago. We had you on.
So crazy.
That we talked about your place opening a year ago.
I know.
And now you just celebrated your first anniversary.
We have. We opened just a year ago in the beautiful Dutch chapel, which was built in 1876. And we did about 50 events over the past year, and we had thousands of people walk through the doors.
How many? You had mentioned it the other
we
night.
We think more than 5,000 because,
Amazing.
The venue holds a little bit more than 100 people. We sold out so many of our shows, and we also did a lot of community events and some private events. People can rent the venue, so we had well over 5,000 people walk through the door. And it's just an astonishing thing. Isabel and I kind of had this, it wasn't even the full idea to do the venue. It was just to do concerts and events, in the area because we both live in Saugerties. And we had done a few things earlier. And then Isabel found the chapel and we were able to, do some renovations and open it. And it's like beyond a dream come true. It's like a fantasy.
It's beautiful. And it's a dream for all of us to be able to attend this. Isabel, talk about how you found this place and your vision for it when you first saw it.
Well, we found it through the church itself that had just lost their previous tenant of 40 years, which was a daycare center called Giant Steps, by the way. And they left in July 2022, and the Reformed Church of Saugerties was looking for a new tenant. And one of the interesting and beautiful things about this confluence of things that made this all happen is that the church is very community-minded and really was hoping that something would happen in the church that would bring the community there. And the church is also located right in the heart of the village of Saugerties. And so it's just this really beautiful location for people to experience our lovely village and town, and has become like this cornerstone of the village. And there's kind of even, I would say, a cultural corridor that has developed in Saugerties over the last few years, from like the Newberry Center for Arts to the Orpheum Theater, part of Upstate Films, to our amazing bookstore, Inquiring Minds, and then next up you have the Local, and then further down the block is the incredible library, the Saugerties Public Library. So there's like this beautiful array of cultural and community spaces that have now developed in Saugerties.
It is such a quaint town, and I've always loved that village. It's just as warm and inviting as you can get, and I love the chamber in Saugerties, too. It was one of the strongest chamber of commerce that I know of in the area. Just the businesses are so supportive of each other, and it's just really nice to see. Danny, let's talk about backgrounds a little bit. So you and Isabel, you're business partners. You produce, you own Hudson Valley Live. Talk about a little bit about your background and what do you do when you're not working, booking, and running the local? What is it you do besides everything?
Well, I'm raising two 15-year-old twin daughters right now. Um, I grew up on Long Island, went to American University in D.C., came back in '89 when I graduated, and got a job at the Blue Note Jazz Club in the Village. I had worked at Blues Alley in Georgetown before that, and I did a semester in London and worked at Wembley Stadium and Arena, and immediately had a tremendous amount of really interesting and diverse experience, and then wound up in 1990 getting a job with George Wein at Festival Productions Inc. He was the great mostly jazz festival impresario. He created New Orleans Jazz and Heritage Festival and Newport Jazz and Newport Folk and the
Amazing.
Saratoga Jazz Festival and many, many, many others. And I had almost a 27-year run with him, both as an employee and then became a business colleague of his, actually, when I started my company, Absolutely Live, in 2007. I, for over 30 years now, have been working on the Jazz Festival at Saratoga at SPAC, but I became a partner with SPAC in 2008. So that's been a really amazing and beautiful long run there. And I'm just working on the bookings now for the 48th festival, June 28th and 29th.
2025. Mark your calendars.
Yep. And I managed the jazz band Artemis, who just started a 5-night run at Birdland last night. I was there in the city last night for the first night, which was amazing. And I do the jazz series at Zankel Hall for Carnegie Hall. I produce a lot of tours, a lot of very interesting
Do you sleep?
benefits. I try to. I'm not the best sleeper in the world. I wish I could sleep better these days. But no, I mean, I love being busy. And I will say that with all of that and other things in the local, we, as everyone knows, had nothing during the pandemic. And coming out of the pandemic, very slowly and fits and starts, we in the live space were really struggling. There was complete zero, and then maybe zero, and then maybe 5, 10, 15%, and then back to zero. And we were all really obviously unsure if we would ever be doing what we're doing again. And I think a lot of us felt like we were like the last sort of industry / human activity to kind of come back because we're all together.
Right.
And it took years, a couple of solid 2 years really, for this business to kind of crawl its way back. And so I'm happy to be busy because I love what I do and I love bringing people together, and the artists deserve to be heard. And, obviously that's the way they make their living, but also that's the way they express themselves and share their gifts and their talents with us, is to hear them live.
Right.
And it's a joy and a really special thing for us to be able to be involved in that and to allow artists to have an opportunity to play and to have audiences come and hear these groups and have incredible experiences night after night.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just a great joy.
It is. When I think of you, the first thing I think of is your love of music.
Oh, yeah.
Not the fact that you're in the business of it,
Right.
but the fact that you genuinely go out and see music.
Yeah.
And you love it. And that's the beautiful thing. Isabel, tell us about your background a little bit, because you, of course, are the co-founder and co-director of the infamous Global Fest. Talk about that a little bit, please.
Yeah, thank you. I have been part of the cultural arts scene for the last 30 years.
You're only 30 years old. How's that possible?
I know. I was born this way. But I've been really focused on international music programming. And so I've been working with music from all over the world, and first started my career at a nonprofit organization in New York called World Music Institute that was really at the early stages of presenting music from around the world. And when I left there, I started, I had already started Global Fest in 2003, and also started my own company called Live Sounds, which produced hundreds and hundreds of programs of music and dance from around the world. My what I love to do is catalyze creative and artistic networks to foster an ecosystem, a sustainable ecosystem for the arts through concerts and public programs and festivals, educational programs, conferences, and things like that. I produced a bunch of Grammy-nominated recordings and work with lots of cultural institutions all over the world to highlight international music, to expand our understanding of the world, and to break down barriers, and creating this space with Danny up here in the Hudson Valley has just been it's an incredible thing, because there's not a lot of other people who are doing what we're doing and who have the kind of background and expertise that we do, and the context as well.
Yeah.
So it's super exciting to be able to bring what we've been doing in our own worlds up here and create community, and also, expanding the possibility for people to experience all these traditions, from not at all, Danny and I think, really don't think about what we do as anything in particular but really great music. Yeah. And so whether that's like ambient music or jazz or Americana, roots music, gospel, and then traditions from all over the world, this is, we feel like it's really important that people have the opportunity to experience this and also to discover new sounds.
That's the key, I think. By the way, I just think it's very serendipitous that both you and Danny wound up living in Saugerties.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, maybe if you didn't, this wouldn't have happened.
Well, that's true. There's no doubt about that. But, Barry and I moved up 11 years ago, and Isabel and her husband have been here about 8-9 years. And they came to visit us once, and we're hanging out, and then a few months later, she's like, "We bought a house."
Love it.
What?
Love it. Love it.
So we both love Saugerties a lot, and we've made a lot of friends. We talk a lot about community, but the truth is that we have really created, personally and professionally, this incredible community for ourselves over these last years. We've made so many friends. We have a lot of mutual friends, different friends, and so many of those people come and hang out at the local and just love being there. And they're just so happy to have that,
When you guys were on last year, like your first season, we call a season like the fall season, right? Fall into early winter. So we call that a season. And I didn't know half the names on there. And then I was like, well, I'm going to volunteer here and help out a little bit. And you both said, trust us. Just come and trust us. And I've never walked out of there and not been completely blown away of the caliber of the musicians that I've seen from everything, every genre, and just like it's so culturally rich. And the people that I've met just standing at the door that's drive 2-3 hours just to come to the show and then drive back home. Amazing. And I love that. Trust us. I always take that with me.
Yeah, we mean it, and we really want everybody to understand that, the relationships that we have with the artists and the managers and the agents are what is driving our capacity and capabilities of bringing these artists, to the local. Isabel has such deep relationships with so many people around the world and has brought such incredible, beautiful, unique artists to our small little place in our small little town. And a lot of those artists have never played, obviously, in the Hudson Valley before. A whole bunch of them have done, this is like their first American tours, and we've been lucky enough to get a date. And the whole point is to say, we have our finger on the pulse. We have a tremendous amount of knowledge and history. We're not bragging about it. We're just sharing it.
Right.
And I've been able to do that with the things that I've booked. And, it's funny because Isabel and I book, we talk to each other all the time about booking, but she'll do some things, I'll do things, and then I'll book some groups or she'll book some groups that either one of us don't know.
Love that.
So
Love that.
We're learning too.
You're learning too. Now, when we were here last year, you opened up this amazing venue. People went ooh, ah, and everything. The improvements, what you've done in 1 year. Isabel, talk about some of what's transpired in just the 1 year of opening the local in Saugerties.
Well, when we opened, by the time we were able to, sign a lease and change the status from an educational space to a public space and get all the approvals and find a contractor to do all the repairs. And I'll just tell your listeners that when we did sign the lease, our beautiful 28-foot ceilinged, arched, kind of Gothic Victorian chapel, it had drop ceilings and fluorescent lights and linoleum floors, and we did a tremendous amount of renovation to this space. But of course, we didn't open it till all of that was done. But then, all of a sudden we open up this space, and neither Danny nor I ever had our own spaces. And so we kind of learned a lot as we went, what we needed. So we needed a stage. We desperately needed a stage because audiences could, it was difficult to see the artist if you were in the back of the space. So that was our first priority, and we did an incredible crowd-supported fundraiser and raised money to purchase a fantastic modular stage. We had this amazing guy who is actually there as we speak, Paul Perry, who is a lighting expert. It's not what he does professionally, but it's what he really loves to do. And he put in, I think we have 36 lights now. So we have really professional lights. We've put in a giant fan to keep the air circulating. We purchased unbelievably comfortable chairs. You just can't even believe how comfortable they are.
Yeah.
We've gotten, since our first year, in addition to a great sound system, which was really designed just for our space, we've been able to purchase even more gear and also a bunch of instruments.
We have a piano.
We have the piano. We have this beautiful Mason Hamlin piano that is on a permanent loan from our good friends in Kingston. Danny, what am I missing?
Well, we had to do ADA compliant entrance and restroom, which the church helped us with the village of Saugerties and through a bank loan, low interest bank loan. We found, Farzan, Isabel's husband, found this huge refrigerator that was being pulled out of a storefront that works perfectly, that we got into the back of the pickup truck and brought it in for our bar. And we just got another new refrigerator just donated by one of our dear friends and our neighbors. We have amazing drums and percussion. We got a bunch of amps donated, a lot going on there. And so the space is gorgeous. The acoustics are fabulous.
Yes.
People love being in that space.
Yes.
And here we are ready to reopen again on Friday night, and we have almost 30 events scheduled between now and a week before Christmas.
Amazing.
And we're ready to go.
We're really ready to go. You also have a really beautiful outdoor space that I want to talk about, where people can hang before the show. The doors open an hour before the show. Show times are a little different, so always check online, thelocalsaugerties.com. Oh, I think I lost Isabel. Hold on.
Is that who's calling back?
Isabel, you here?
Yeah, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that's okay. No problem. No problem.
I'm even on a landline.
Yeah, well,
You're on there again. It's
technology.
okay.
It's all good. You're back. So
Okay.
I was talking about your outdoor space also, and that you guys open up an hour before showtime. And it's just a really nice place to be comfortable and to hang out and to get ready for this amazing quality music that you know you're going to be hearing. And just to sit outside while the weather's
Yeah.
nice. It's just very relaxing. You come back in. There's everything there. Parking is so easy. You can go have dinner at a wonderful restaurant in Saugerties. I love to just get there early. I park my car. I go have a nice dinner. Sometimes I love shoes. I go to Montano's. Um, and it's just a really comfortable place because you guys are right in the heart of Saugerties, the local Saugerties is. And it's just a very beautiful evening. And afterwards, too, you can kind of just hang and mingle. Sometimes the artists, most of the time, they come out and they talk to people or they,
Yeah.
sell some merchandise. So the vibe there is what I love about, and the music, of course, but it's just a very like inviting and comfortable place to be. It's a safe place to be. You welcome anyone, and you can tell that by the music that you guys are providing to us. And anyway, I told you it was going to be a love fest. So the local is one of my favorite places on the planet right now. So
Aw,
and everybody knows
love
that.
you too,
So
and you know that.
yeah. So thank you. So your season coming up, you've got exciting things that are happening. Let's talk about this weekend. I mean, you're all over the place this weekend musically.
Yeah, we thought that we should start our first season just it's a funny weekend of all different kinds of music. On this Friday at 8, the music that you started with, Sidi Sam and Afro Flamenco. It is music that combines Senegalese West African music with flamenco. And Sidi Sam is a really interesting artist. He is a griot from a griot family in Senegal, but he's lived in Sevilla, Spain for the last 30 years. So he's connecting flamenco with his African roots. It's an 8-piece band. They've never toured to the U.S. before.
Oh,
These
wow.
are top musicians, both from Senegal and Spain. And it's going to be a party.
Yeah.
It's an 8-piece band. So there's African instruments and Spanish flamenco instruments like the cajon and guitar. There's going to be dancing, both flamenco dancing and West African movements. There's a balafon, which is like a marimba, incredible, very special one, actually. It's not your typical marimba. I was just finding out about it today, but I'm very excited, which is also huge. And takes an hour to tune.
Wow.
And then after that, the next night we have Toombs Dixon.
So much fun. I love that band.
They're so great.
Yes.
Led by Jack Petrocelli with a super group of.
Who, by the way, has played with Patti Smith, also plays with Joan Osborne. Amazing guitarist. I've had him on my show. I adore Jack. Great guy.
He's an amazing guy, and also the Fab Four. Of course, a few of them are founders of the Fab Four.
Yeah.
And for this particular show, they're bringing back the Rock and Twist Parade, which they have done before, but not in a while. So it's like early rock songs. Think Chuck Berry, Fats Domino, Carl Perkins, Everly Brothers. And we are having, for the first time, and we're doing this for 3 shows this season, dance lessons before. So on Saturday night, if you come at 7, you can learn the jitterbug. And it's a free dance class.
Love it.
With a great dance teachers, got to Lindy, that are based in Poughkeepsie, I believe.
Nice. Uh-huh.
They're fantastic dancers. Anybody up here, probably many people who study these dance types have studied with them. And then they'll also be dancing through the night.
Mm-hmm.
In with whoever else is dancing. And then on Sunday is a really unique project that was kind of thought of just for us. It's with a highly acclaimed tenor,
Gilbert?
Gilbert Michel Rollet, originally from Switzerland, now based in New York City. And it is his an opera. It's called Chant d'Equinoxe, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing wrong, but Songs of the Equinox. It's on the equinox.
Wow.
And
Katya is going to be there too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Katya Gruneva, who is an extraordinary pianist based upstate, who has performed more than any other artist as a soloist at the Stern at Carnegie Hall.
Wow.
She performs, I think it's every year for the last 24 years.
Whoa.
No other artist has done that. She will also be at Carnegie this December. And they'll be joined by a soprano for one song. So it'll be an acoustic opera. It's just
amazing. Now, tickets are still available for all of these 3 shows, yes?
The opening night
show. Very
show.
few tickets. Yeah. No, go ahead, Danny.
No, I was going to say the opening night show's almost sold out. There's
Okay.
a few tickets left, but that's going to sell. And there are some tickets available still for Saturday night and Sunday. And Sunday's program, the opera program, is going to be at 5 p.m.
Right.
Doors at 4.
Right. And tickets available on your website.
Localsaugerties.com.
Right. You sometimes can get them at the door, but don't ever bet on that because I've done the door and people are very disappointed if they're waiting till the last minute.
True.
So I highly recommend really buying tickets in advance. How many people does the venue hold? If you have seats, you have your chairs out.
It's 99.
There you go.
So we have a 99 capacity. And, we hate to turn people away.
Right. Right. It's painful.
But,
yes.
We have a capacity and so we have to stick with that. But we do always ask people to purchase in advance.
Yeah, it makes much more sense to do that, and it's you're guaranteed in. And you have general seating. Talk about your seating, Danny.
Yeah, so as Isabel mentioned before, last year throughout the season from September through the middle of June, we had chairs that were donated to us by the Senate Garage. And they were fine, but not perfect. And we tested all these different chairs that we bought online, and we had all these people sit in these different chairs night after night, and we wound up buying about 100 really comfortable black sort of. They're a combination of like they're a soft plastic kind of, but they're like a polymer plexi thing, and so they're very airy and very light, but they're also super comfortable, and they really give a little bit too. So they're both comfortable and sturdy. But anyway, we have these brand new chairs. We do usually set up like a theater. Sometimes we set up more of like a cocktail lounge. We have a bunch of sofas in the back, and sometimes we'll leave them in the back or bring them in a little bit, depending on how many people we think we're going to have. A bunch of the shows this season, including, particularly on Saturday night, we're going to do like partial seating and partial standing so people can dance.
Dance, yeah.
And we have a whole bunch of DJ dance nights we're doing throughout the season. We have a salsa dance night and a few other things like that. So we really mix it up. And for us, having the opportunity to be flexible in that space and really do different things is really cool because not only does it allow us to program different shows without feeling, weird or reluctant, but also it allows the audience to have all of these different types of experiences when they get there. Like you said earlier too, like people come in, they chill, it's very comfortable. We're very, casual with the whole thing, but we want people to really enjoy themselves and to experience the space in so many different ways. So we were able to do that, with the flexibility that we have. And that's so cool because it's just, it's always different.
Right. It depends on the show. You adjust according to the show.
Yeah,
so,
totally.
Yeah. Let's start a little bit with the following weekend, this 27th, Yemen Blues.
Oh, yeah. Well, this is another, I just can't even believe that they're coming to the area. Yemen Blues is led by a Yemeni-Israeli band leader, Ravid Kalahani, with kind of a who's who of 3 bandmates. It's just a sound that it's so incredibly difficult to describe it. But he grew up in Israel, deeply rooted in his family's Yemeni culture. So he draws on this deep, really ancient traditions and mixes it with funk and mambo and soul, and it's a dance party.
Another dance party at the local. I love it.
It's real. I mean, nobody has to dance, and there
Right.
are almost always seats except for our dance parties. But it's really a sound that you've never heard before. And this tour is called oh my gosh, I'm spacing on it. It's Only Love Remains tour. So it's a new tour for them, and I think it started last week. This one is really not to be missed. It's really fun.
Yemen Blues. And on the 28th, you are having one of those dance parties.
Yeah, on the 28th, we have Turntables on the Hudson coming back. Turntables on the Hudson was kind of formed, I guess, in the late 90s or early 2000s as one of the early, DJ dance parties that took place in the Frying Pan on the Hudson River, in the water, in this old barge. And DJ Nicodemus is the founder of Turntables on the Hudson. He's one of the greatest DJs around. He's incredible. He tours all over the world. He's, his songs are just, if you go to Spotify and you listen, he has many albums, millions and millions and millions of listens. An incredible DJ. And he came up last year to do a Turntables on the Hudson for the first time on the Hudson upstate.
Love
and
it.
He had so much fun, loved the vibe so much. One of the things that we do for these nights is we bring in this incredible visual artist. Her name is B.A. Miali.
Amazing
she lives
transformation,
up here.
yes.
Oh, my gosh. And so she creates these live video images on these vast, gorgeous, arched ceilings, and it's so transformative.
Yes.
And it just really creates a vibe in the space.
So much
she's
fun.
going to be there.
Oh.
It's so much fun. I mean, those dance parties are just incredible. So this year we're going to have special guest DJs, and we'll do 2 dance parties, 2 Turntables on the Hudson dance parties this season. This one in September and another one in November.
Beautiful. Danny, you know who I'm a big fan of too? Harvey Sorgan.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Such a brilliant drummer. He recorded a beautiful new duet album with Marilyn Crispell.
Yep, Dreamstruck.
Yep. And she was just honored becoming an NEA Jazz Master, which is the most prominent and prestigious award that a jazz musician can get in the United States. That will be awarded to her in April of 25.
Amazing. Wow.
But here we are, Hudson Valley's own, Woodstock's own Marilyn Crispell. They recorded the record at Utopia in Bearsville with Pete Kagan.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a duet concert with them at the local in early October.
It's Saturday, October 5th.
Yes.
Yes, and 8 p.m. show.
I'm 8 p.m. show. I'm extremely honored, quite frankly, to have both of them in our space. And I think that's going to be, a really intimate and very special opportunity for people to hear one of the great piano players of the world who lives here in our region to play in Saugerties.
It's amazing what we have right here in the Hudson Valley.
Yep.
The other thing that I remember going before the local was opened up in that space, they held for many years this thing called John Street Jam.
Yeah.
Danny, tell me a little bit about that and how you're continuing that.
So the John Street Jam has been run for many years by Steve and Terry Mercado. Terry is one of the elders, I suppose, in the Reformed Church of Saugerties and one of our great champions. And when we talked to them about allowing us to come back, to come into the space and create the local, we said to her, we really want you to bring the jam back. And I think there was a little bit of trepidation at first because they hadn't done it in so long, but they were also very excited, at the same time. And then when, particularly when they saw what we were doing with the space, they decided to do it. So they did about 3 or 4 last season, and they have a few scheduled for this season. And they're fabulous. I mean, they're exciting, beautiful. They bring a lot of really eclectic singer-songwriters into the space, artists usually who don't know each other, who have never played on a concert with each other, and they set it up in the round on the floor. So the artists are in the middle. Obviously, the audience is, completely around them in the chairs. People, really, it's a very intimate, type of experience. The artists are on the floor, and they're just trading off songs and playing, with each other as well. And it's a very special, really cool
it's
thing.
kind of in the round. Like
in the round,
2
low
songs
ticket price
from each group, and
Yep.
and then there's an intermission, and then there's 3 more groups, so it goes through 6 bands.
Super fun.
It's super fun.
And on
and
Friday,
it's
October
packed, and it's
18th.
just like,
Oh, yeah. No, people love that because it's all local. They all, know each other.
yeah.
Friday, October 18th, Isabel, Afrofuturist.
Yeah, we have Lolise,
Yes.
who just opened for Seyon Kuti in Brooklyn at Celebrate Brooklyn. She's a Brooklyn-based artist. She has a new album out. Listen to her. I mean, you just can't get these songs out of your head once you listen to her. A really unique sound. She's of Nigerian descent, and it's just her and her partner on electronics. It's just an mind-blowing music. She's also a fashion designer.
Oh, wow.
And really has just, if you follow her on Instagram, you'll just be like kind of blown away by these incredible images. So she creates all of her own clothing, and but the music is just wild and wonderful. And that is a collaboration with our partners in Brooklyn, Barbez Brooklyn, one of the greatest places to hear music in New York City. And when last season when we opened, we also collaborated with Barbez, and that's Olivier Conan, who has deep roots up here in the Hudson Valley, and it's really fun to program with him because he loves coming up here so much, and really thinks about what would do really well up here and how to highlight artists and bring really special sounds like Barbez type sounds up here. So it's super exciting. I think we have 3 shows with Barbez this year.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. Exciting.
Yeah.
So my daughter's birthday is November 2nd, but she tells me she's going to Chicago, so I think I'm going to be at the local for Bobby Previtt.
Yeah, Bobby, another legend of the music who lives in the Hudson Valley. And so lucky to have him coming to the local to play for the first time. He is, an incredible composer, percussionist, drummer. He has this really wild project that he's doing with the guitarist Knox Chandler and with Jamie Saft. And it's called Doom Jazz. It's sort of a trippy, kind of eclectic rock kind of jazz show. And, he's been in touch. He's been to the venue a bunch of times, hanging out at the shows. And, approached us and said, hey, I really want to play here, please. And
Doesn't
I said,
get
yeah,
better
Bobby,
than that.
let's put something together. And so we're doing that. And that, too, will be kind of one of these just only, sort of not once in a lifetime, but kind of like once in a long time, opportunity to hear the 3 of them together.
Get your tickets fast, thelocalsaugerties.com. And just check out, you have such diverse and all over the place. I mean, you've got gospel, you've got opera, you've got flamenco, you've got jazz, you've got dance parties. You've got it all going on.
We do.
I mean, it's a little bit of everything. The season starts this Friday. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Yay.
Isabel, you ready? Round 2. Here we go.
Oh, man.
Year number 2. But what an exciting place to be. And just if you look back and you really look at like when your doors opened that first show for a year ago to where you are today, I'm excited to see this year and have you both back on this time next year for year number 3, because I know you're going to be there. And we're excited to have such We're so lucky to have you both here in the Hudson Valley because you're both avid music lovers. I don't consider either one of you business people. I consider you both music lovers, and that comes out in the heart of both of you. And we are so lucky here as residents in the Hudson Valley that you took such a project on because you both lead such busy lives outside of this venue, so you didn't have to do this, and it's just really beautiful that your passion brought this together and your business partnership together and this amazing venue that we in the Hudson Valley are so lucky to have right in our backyard. So congratulations on your first year.
Thank you so much.
And
Thank you for that.
yeah, no, it's just a really wonderful place to go if you haven't already. Not today because it's pledge drive and I can't take calls and give stuff away for free because I'm asking for money today. It's the only day I do.
Station.
But we're going to be giving away tickets to the local in the weeks to come. So keep listening. And I know that everybody that's won a ticket that's gone, I get calls afterwards. Oh my God, I've never been there. And what a great venue. And that's the beautiful thing of turning people on to new music. And you're the perfect venue to go to. Like, if you haven't heard of these people, just go.
Yeah.
Just go.
That's the whole point.
Yeah. Just go. Yeah. Yeah.
It's fun, it's relaxed and it's a really easygoing environment, but it's super friendly and people do love to just come in and, people always seem to meet other people there. Yeah. And so it's so much fun that we are kind of building community, and I think that's what we wanted to do from the beginning. So,
well, if I just end this by saying I love your mission statement on your website. It says the local brings transcendent music, dance, performing arts, conversations, and workshops to the Hudson Valley as a means to educate, entertain, inspire, discovery, and nourish the soul. As a community hub and venue for outstanding cultural programs from around the world and around the corner, the local is committed to cultivating and sustaining a vibrant local art scene, unquote. That's exactly what you're doing.
Amen.
Yeah. That's it.
Written with heart.
Yeah. And no, it just is. So you guys are wonderful. Love you both. And I thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedules to spend some time here with me on LocalMotion. And, everybody get on out there, support your local music scene, which is what we all do here anyway. Great to listen to
and
recorded.
support LocalMotion.
And support LocalMotion with pledges, please. It's going to start in about 5 minutes. That's going to be the next hour. And I really hope you guys just understand we are local, we are live, and we once a year only ask for a little bit of support. But anyway, thanks for that. And Isabel, thank you for your time. And I will see you soon.
Yes.
All right.
Can't wait.
Thank you. Thanks for your time. I'll see you, and thank you.
Thanks, Rita.
Yeah.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
And Danny's in studio, so I want to just play this track that we were talking about, Marilyn Crispell and Harvey Sorgan. And this album, Dreamstruck, also features Joe Fonda, extraordinary musicians.
Yeah, just such a deep history of collaboration with so many countless legends and, a lot of new artists too. They have all been, working so hard at their crafts throughout their lives. And Marilyn and Harvey particularly have this incredible chemistry. And it's an interesting thing because you would think like piano and drums, like, how does that work? But Harvey is really a bit of an orchestra to himself when he plays the drums. He's not just keeping a beat. He's really using the drums as a beautiful palette. And Marilyn is just this incredibly dynamic, really beautiful player. And they have this incredible connection, on live on stage and also when they record. And, just to have the understanding, I suppose, that they live so close to our venue and are just so happy to just literally like come on over and play.
Yeah.
And that's what's so cool about it. It's just, it's crazy.
You're welcoming your neighbors in the meantime. And then
these world-class musicians.
100 of us are lucky enough to go in and be there. And folks, again, I've volunteered here at the local, and people are so disappointed when they don't realize they should be buying tickets ahead of time. So if there's one thing I can stress really seriously, buy your tickets ahead of time, because if you walk up to the door, there's a really good chance you won't be able to get in. And it's heartbreaking to say that to people, like, no, you can't, but they do have a capacity. Okay, so just check out the lineup at thelocalsaugerties.com and treat yourselves to a wonderful night out at the local. And Danny, you're back on in March or April we're going to talk Saratoga Jazz Festival.
Jazz, yeah.
Yeah.
In full play right now.
Yes, I'm sure. So I will have you back on for that.
Great,
You're
thank
always
you.
on twice a year. So yeah, thank you. So let's play this music. And folks, in about 5 minutes, I am going to ask the support of our listeners to please give a call here at the station for our annual WVKR pledge drive. We are literally an independent station. You'll never hear a commercial here. And we are local. We really are. We're broadcasting live from the beautiful campus here at Vassar College. For pledges of $30 or more, you're going to get a really cool t-shirt. We accept pledges at $5. So whatever it is you can afford, we're here for you. If you pledge $100, you're going to get a t-shirt, a tote bag, a sticker, a bottle opener. For $200, you get it all and more premiums. For whatever it is you can afford. I realize times are hard for some people, but if you're a regular listener, and maybe if you've even won tickets in the past, you've went to these shows for free. Now, maybe a couple bucks, but I'll be back in tune and talking more about that. And in the meantime, let's listen to these two performers, which will be at the local on Saturday, November 2nd. And Danny Melnick, I thank you, as always, for your time.
Thanks, Rita.
Okay, here we go.
breath is sweet, your eyes are like two jewels in the sky. Your back is straight, your hair is smooth, on the pillow you lie. But I don't sense affection, no gratitude or love. Your loyalty is not to me, but to the stars above. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below. Your daddy, he's an outlaw and a wanderer by trade. He'll teach you how to pick and choose, how to throw the blade. He oversees his kingdom, so no stranger doesn't intrude. His voice, it trembles as he calls out for another plate of food. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below. Sister sees the future like your mama and yourself. You never learn to read or write. There's no books upon your shelf. And your pleasure knows no limits. Your voice is like a meadowlark, but your heart is like an ocean, mysterious and dark. One more cup of coffee for the road. One more cup of coffee before I go to the valley below.
.3 WVKR Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. It is 5:05 p.m. You are tuned to Local Motion here on 91.3 WVKR. We start off each and every hour here where we don't have a guest. We pay tribute to Tony Falco, who passed away October 27th of 2021. He was the owner of the Falcon in Marlborough. And we just heard Lucia Micarelli and Steve Earle do One More Cup of Coffee. And a huge, huge thank you to Danny Melnick and Isabel Sofer, who were my guests during the 4 o'clock hour. They own the beautiful venue, The Local in Saugerties. And check out their website, thelocalsaugerties.com, and you'll be able to see an unbelievable musical lineup coming up there. Next week, I'll be giving away tickets to The Local. This week, I'm not giving away anything, but I am going to ask you to pick up the phone and call because we have two lovely, lovely people waiting here for your phone call. This week is the WVKR annual pledge drive. It's once a year where we ask the local community, you guys, the listeners, to support us here at the station by giving a donation of any size. Starting at $5, you'll get a premium. $5 to $30 to $29.99, you'll get a really cool sticker and a bottle opener. If you pledge $30 to $65.99, you'll get a T-shirt, a bottle opener, and a sticker. We would like you to start calling 845-437-7178. Who's going to be the first pledge for LocalMotion? I hope it's you. Maybe you've won tickets here in the past. Maybe you've never called in for tickets, but maybe you support and you really like local, independent, commercial-free radio. And maybe you have streaming services and you pay for Spotify and you pay for all this other stuff. Well, guess what? Once a year, just maybe throw a couple of bucks to us here at Vassar College. And there goes the phone. And I thank you, whoever you are. And let's give a call. Please give us a call at 845-437-7178. The phones are ringing. I appreciate you guys so much. We're going to take a listen to new music from Lost Leaders. They're going to be at the Falcon this Friday. Let's take a listen right here, right now. Give us a call, 845-437-7178.
Drag and hunger faded by the years. Cracks, misses, salted with our tears. Broken bones and broken bonds are broken by our broken hearts. Catch in your throat, it's the burn of relief from the false impressions we worked hard to believe. The comic way we had to say all the things we should have hid away. It's better here on the other side. Looking down from the top of the ride. Yeah, it's better here. And we never saw the difference. Flags, grievance, property disputes. The dog is mine, the cat is yours. We don't need to choose. There's too much noise in our heads to get the needle around the thread. It's better here on the other side. From the top of the ride. Yeah, it's better here on the other side than looking down. And we never knew the difference.
WVKR. Lost Leaders. We just heard Lost Leaders' brand new album. It's called Hungry Ghosts, and we heard Gone So Fast. Lost Leaders is comprised of Peter Cole and Byron Isaacs. Byron Isaacs is the bassist for the Lumineers. They're going to be doing a show this Friday at the Falcon in Marlborough. I don't know if seats are still available, but you can certainly check at liveatthefalcon.com. A huge thank you to Craig. A huge thank you to Hawken, both who have called and pledged for the WVKR Pledge Drive. Thank you so much for supporting local independent radio right here. Please give us a call, and if the phone keeps ringing, just try again. We accept pledges from 5 to whatever amount you can do. Local, independent, you'll never hear a commercial here. And with all the streaming services out there that you pay for all the time, a few bucks goes a long way for us here at WVKR. We only do this once a year, so we ask the public for the support. We've got really cool t-shirts to give away if you do a $30 pledge. If you do less than 30, there's stickers and there's a cool bottle opener. Just give us a call here at 845-437-7178. Again, the phone number to call to make your pledge right now. And you don't pay anything today. All they do is call. They pick up the phone, and they're just going to ask you for your name and your address, and we mail you an invoice. All right? So there's nothing. You don't need a credit card in hand or anything like that. Just give a call. We'll mail you an invoice. You send in payment, and then we'll mail you your premium. All you have to do is give a call, 845-437-7178. If the line is busy or the phones are busy, please call again in a few minutes. All right, what we're going to do now is play more music. Omar Hakim, he's going to be playing at the Bearsville Theater this Saturday night. Let's take a listen to Omar Hakim, Sonic Boom Squad. And give us a call here to pledge, 845-437-7178. Thank you for pledging. We love you. .3 WVKR, Omar Hakim, Sonic Boom Squad, and Get Moving. It's the title track from the new album just released. Omar Hakim is bringing this band this Saturday to Woodstock, to the Bearsville Theater. Tickets available, bearsvilletheater.com. I need to say a huge thank you to people, but we need that phone to keep ringing because I only am doing this pledge drive for 1 hour instead of 2 because I had my guests in today. So please give us a call, and any amount that you can pledge. $30 gets you a t-shirt. Anything under $30 gets you a sticker. $66 to $99 gets you a tote bag, a bottle opener, and a sticker. We've got all kinds of great things to give away. Again, you subscribe to streaming services, you do everything. If you ever listen to this station, we never play a commercial. We don't ever put you through that. We have 60-second PSAs, but that's about all the commercials that you'll hear here on WVKR. So once a year, we ask the community for their support. You can do that. You don't need to give any money right now. All they're going to do is take your name and your address. We're going to mail you an invoice, and then you can mail us a check or a credit card number back. And then once we get that, we'll mail you your premium. So today is just about picking up that phone and making a pledge. Give us a call here right now at 845-437-7178. If the line is busy, just please try again and call back 845-437-7178. We're going to keep the music flowing, but I first want to say thank you to the following that I know of that have pledged. Noah, thank you. Danny, thank you. Caroline, thank you. Robert, thank you. Hawken, thank you. Craig, thank you. Let's keep it coming. Your support of independent local radio is heartwarming to see. There aren't many stations like this. I'm never told what to do or what the format of my show is. I just do what I need to do here. So appreciate all your supports. Maybe you've won tickets here over the 9 years that I've been here. Maybe you just like the show and you listen and, got some pretty decent guests. Give us a call here. $5 to any amount that you can afford is welcome. And again, no money is asked for today. You don't have to stop driving. You don't have to pull over and get a credit card number. Just give us a call, 845-437-7178. And I'm going to play some music by Jimmy Vivino. Jimmy Vivino will also be in Woodstock this Friday night. We'll talk more about him after we play some music. But in the meantime, let's keep those phones ringing here, folks. We're on a good stretch. 845-437-7178, and appreciate your support. We really do. That's a heartfelt thank you. 845-437-7178. Let's listen to Jimmy Vivino here on 91.3 WVKR. 845-437-7178. Thank you.
I got this graveyard woman, she keeps my kids, my soul phone mama, she keeps me here. She's a junkyard angel and she always gives me bread, yeah. Well, if I go down dying, she's bound to put a blanket on my bed. Well, when the pipeline gets
91.3 WVKR, Independent Radio, Poughkeepsie, New York. Thank you, everybody, for calling in. Oh, my God, can I have that last sheet so I can say thank you to the last caller who called in for a pledge? Thank you to Gail. Thank you, Gail from Poughkeepsie. Thank you to Craig from Poughkeepsie. Thank you to Hawken from Rhinebeck. Thank you to Robert from Newburgh. Thank you to Caroline from Red Hook. Thank you to Danny, who was today's guest from Saugerties. And thank you to Noah from Beacon. Your pledges are all so appreciated. And we just heard Jimmy Vivino and the Black Italians, the album called 13 Live, the track called From a Buick 6. He's playing this Friday. So Jimmy Vivino was a music director for Conan O'Brien. He was also the start with Levon Helm and the Levon Helm Midnight Ramble Band. Super cool guy, probably owns more guitars than most people could ever think of owning, and is just one hell of a guitar player. Friday night, Woodstock might just be the place for you to go. colonywoodstock.com. You can get tickets and more information about the great Jimmy Vivino, who will be playing there. This Saturday, another great guitarist will be at the Town Crier in Beacon. The legendary Stanley Jordan will be there. And we're going to play a track of his right now, but I'm going to keep asking for that phone to please keep ringing. We have two people here ready to take your calls. Thank you so much to everyone who has pledged. Pledges can just start at $5. $30 gets you a T-shirt. Really cool T-shirt, too. Not just a T-shirt, but for $30, you get a T-shirt, a bottle opener, and a sticker. $100 gets you a tote bag, a T-shirt, a bottle opener, and a sticker. $150 gets you a really nice hoodie, a bottle opener, and a sticker. And $5 to $29 gets you a sticker. Whatever it is, we appreciate your pledge in any size. And again, there's never commercials here. There's just, there's just us community DJs, the student DJs, and once a year we ask the public for their support in whatever form you can, and it's really appreciated. So please give us a call here at 845-437-7178. We are not going to take payment today. We don't need your credit card number. If you're driving, you just call in. We're just going to take your name and your address, and then we're going to send you an invoice. And then when we receive your payment, you get your premiums. So it's a kind of a cool thing, and it's very easy. So if you're driving or whatever it is you're doing, you don't have to search for your credit card. All you have to do is give us a call here at 845-437-7178. Again, that number, we've got two people waiting to pick up the phone calls. 845-437-7178. Let's take a listen to Stanley Jordan. Again, he'll be at the Town Crier in Beacon this Saturday night. And number again, 845-437-7178. That number, 845-437-7178. I know you want to call. I know you do. Once a year. Come say hello. We're waiting for your call. Thank you. 91.3 WVKR Fusion, brand new album by Stanley Clark. We heard the track called Okie Dokie featuring Randy Brecker. And Stanley Jordan will be in Beacon this Saturday night at the Town Crier, legendary Town Crier. It's been open since 1972. And Stanley Jordan tickets available at towncrier.com. Thank you to Peter from LaGrangeville for calling in a pledge. Thank you to Noah from Beacon. Thank you to Danny from Saugerties. Thank you to Caroline from Red Hook. Thank you to Robert from Newburgh. Thank you to Hawken from Rhinebeck. Thank you to Craig from Poughkeepsie. And thank you to Gail. And appreciate all your support here. It's really heartwarming to see. We are going to be here till 6 o'clock. We got another 28 minutes. We'd like the phones to keep ringing. Whatever your pledge can be, $5 is where it's at. If you pledge $30, you get a really cool, nice quality WVKR shirt. I've been collecting them the last 8 years, and they really are good quality. There's no BS there, okay? So it's worth $30, and then you can wear your support right on your shirt there of WVKR. Local. We're independent. We accept no commercials. You never hear advertising here. So once a year, we have to do what we're doing now. It's a pledge drive. So we ask the public for their support. So give us a call with any amount that you can do. Again, $5 will get you a sticker. $30 gets you T-shirt, bottle opener, and a sticker. If you go above $66, you get a tote bag, a bottle opener, and a sticker. $100, tote bag, T-shirt, bottle opener, and sticker. $150 plus, you get a hoodie. All kinds of good stuff. And we just really appreciate your support. Again, we all pay for all these services, don't we? Oh my gosh, it's unbelievable to keep up with the Spotify, the Netflixes, and all this stuff. You know, you're paying what, $10, $15 a month? You know, we don't do that here. So maybe now's the time to support local right here where it's at. We broadcast live from the beautiful campus here at Vassar College in Poughkeepsie, New York. Or maybe you're listening from further away and you're like, well, Poughkeepsie's not local to me. Well, guess what? If you're listening, you can give a call and you can do a little pledge. We would appreciate it. There's no payment needed today. All you do is give us a call, give us your address and your name. We'll send you an invoice, and then we send you the premium when you give us the invoice. The phone number here to support us, 845-437-7178. I'm going to tell you a really cool story. So this weekend, I was up in Woodstock, and I went to see a concert at Maverick Concerts. It was to celebrate the life of the legendary Happy Traum. Happy Traum was forefront of the folk music scene. The first time Bob Dylan recorded Blowin' in the Wind in a recording studio was with our friend Happy Traum. Happy Traum passed away in July, and all his close friends came together and they did this beautiful concert on Saturday night. And two of the people that were there were Kenny Kosek, who's a world-renowned fiddler, and Tony Trishka, who's a world-renowned banjo player. Both of them, I got goosebumps. They both gave me CDs. So I'm going to play this new release by Kenny Kosek featuring Tony Trishka. This one's called Twisted Sage, and we are going to play the title track of that. So yeah, it was a really cool time Saturday night up in Woodstock. But folks, we only have about 25 minutes left. If you consider giving us a call here, again, no payment needed today, just your pledge. 845-437-7178. 845-437-7178. And hey, maybe you won tickets here. Whatever. Just pay it forward just a little bit. And we really, really do appreciate your support of our local independent radio station. It takes a lot to keep a radio station going. I can promise you that. All of us are volunteers. So I've been doing this show for 9 years voluntarily. That's right. I don't get paid. This is show number 415 for me on these airwaves, and I do it for my love of the local music scene, and that's what I do. That's what I do. So please consider giving us a pledge here, 845 845-437-7178. And listen to this brand new CD, Twisted Sage. This is the title track. This is Kenny Kosek and Tony Trischka right here, right now on 91.3 WVKR. And if that phone line is busy or keeps ringing, just hang in there with us. 845-437-7178. And big thank yous to all those that have supported and all those that are picking up the phone right now to call in. 845-437-7178. Oh, yeah. Brand spanking new music. Kenny Kosek with Tony Trischka. The album called Twisted Sage. And we just heard the title track from that. Also musicians Andy Statman, Marty Cutler, and Mark Cosgrove on this brand new CD. So Kenny Kosek was one of the guests doing the tribute concert to Happy Traum at Maverick Concerts this past weekend. And Tony Trischka was there. Tony's got a brand new album out called Earl Jam and just released. And I'm hoping to get him back on the show. We need those phones to keep ringing. Thank you, John from Walk Hill, for calling in. The phone, if you keep getting a busy signal or it's just ringing and ringing, we're here, I promise. Just give us a call and just hang in there and wait for us. The phone number again is 845-437-7178. Again, 845-437-7178. $30 gets you a t-shirt. $5 gets you a sticker. Any pledge that you can afford is welcome here, and we really appreciate you supporting local, independent, commercial-free radio. Going to play this new music from Tony Trischka, and let's start off with track number 1. I haven't heard this yet, so I'm hearing it for the first time with you guys. Brand new music by the legendary Tony Trischka. And please give us a call. We're here till 6 o'clock, 845-437-7178. Thank you.
Ferry blues. But I throwed it away in the winter town to see that woman, and now he's down. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Hard luck, pup, you're getting too tight. If you don't quit drinking, you'll be high as a kite. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. He can drink a black, then tackle kind. He can walk a block and tackle a lion. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Well, I walked up to my girl's old man and asked him for my true love's hand. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. He said, you la little canoe. Instead of her hand, I got his foot. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Ferry blues. Well, he runs around in secondhand clothes. You can smell his feet wherever he goes. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Here goes Bela. Well, the revenue man took my gin. I hope he don't come back again. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Well, he took my sweetheart with him too, because she had a little drink or two. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Yeah, I do. Well, here we are, and here we are, running around, and here we are. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues. Well, it's Michael and Tony and Bella and Sam and Shats and me, and us here we are. Lord, Lord, I got them Browns Ferry blues.
91.3 WVKR, brand new music, hot off the press, Tony Trischka, the album called Earl Jam, Browns Ferry Blues. Tony is the world-renowned banjo player and legend. If you're not familiar with Tony Trischka, really, he's got more accolades than most people, that's for sure. He was one of the guests up in Woodstock this past Saturday at Maverick Concert, where we were celebrating the life of Happy Traum. So I'm hoping to get Tony Trishka back on the show here. He said he'd come back. So he was my guest here about 3 years ago. It's almost time for musical happenings, but more important, it's time for you to give us a call. We're nearing the end of our time here. I want to also say thank you to Dan, a.k.a. Homie. Thank you to John from Walk Hill. Thank you to Gail from Poughkeepsie. Thank you to Craig from Poughkeepsie. Thank you to Hawken from Rhinebeck. Thank you to Robert from Newburgh. Thank you to Caroline from Red Hook. Thank you to Danny from Saugerties. Thank you to Noah from Beacon. Thank you to Peter from LaGrangeville. We need a few more calls here before the end of the hour. It's Pledge Drive, our annual Pledge Drive here on WVKR. No payment is needed today. All we do is ask you to call in. We'll get your name and your address, and then we will send you an invoice, and that's when you pay. So nothing is needed from you today other than a phone call here at 845-437-7178. Show your support of local independent radio. Give us a call, 845-437-7178. And I thank you for supporting our station. I do this towards the end of the show. I read off in alphabetical order some of our area venues in the hopes that you go support live music and our world-class area venues. You don't have to travel to New York. We've got them right here, folks. Let's start out with the Bardavon and UPAC. Bardavon on September 28th, the legendary Jack DeJohnette is going to be at the Woodstock Playhouse. Hudson Valley Votes, all-star lineup, Amy Helm, Natalie Merchant at UPAC in Kingston, October 4th, and a lot of elected officials will be there. Bearsville Theater in Woodstock, bearsvilletheater.com, September 19th, Maggie Rose. September 20th, Reelin' in the Years celebrates Steely Dan. September 21, Omar Hakim and Sonic Boom Squad. Uncle Chief in Brewster, tickets at unclechief.com. Thursday, Joshua 2 and the Dark Horse Band. Friday, Champion Fulton. Saturday, Ian Hendrickson Smith. Sunday, Brazilian Jazz Brunch with Alex Kautz. City Winery, Hudson Valley in Montgomery. September 18th, that's tonight, Ethan Klee. September 19th, Comedy with James Camacho. September 22nd, Starman, David Bowie tribute. And September 26th, Dar Williams. Colony in Woodstock and colonywoodstock.com. The Colony Beer Garden is open. Visit the website for info about that. Tonight, Soul Patrol. Thursday, Shakedown City, Music of the Dead. Friday, Jimmy Vivino. Sunday, The Wildwoods. And every Monday is an open mic at Colony. The Falcon in Marlborough and live at thefalcon.com. Thursday, Dead Grass. Friday, Lost Leaders. Sunday, Country Gong Bang, Bluegrass from Korea. Fisher Center at Bard College. Info at fishercenter.bard.edu. September 21 and 22, the Orchestra Now, E.T. the Extraterrestrial. Howland Chamber Music Circle at Howland Cultural Center in Beacon. October 1, pianist Emmanuel Axe. October 6, Arco Strum. Jazz Forum in Tarrytown and jazzforumarts.org this Friday, Saturday, 2 shows each night featuring Steve Torrey Quintet. The Local in Saugerties. Tickets and info, thelocalsaugerties.com. This Friday, opening night, September 20, with City Sam and Afro Flamenco. Saturday, Toombs Dixon, September 22nd, Opera. Maverick Concerts in Woodstock. Tickets and info, maverickconcerts.org. September 21st, the final event of the season with the Woodstock Bookfest Story Slam. The Stissing Center in Pine Plains and thestissingcenter.org. September 28th, Alan Cumming. Town Crier in Beacon and towncrier.com. Every Thursday is an open mic. Friday on the Salon stage featuring Boom Cat. The main stage, Professor Louie and the Chromatics. Saturday, Scott Beal on Salon stage. Main stage, Stanley Jordan. Sunday brunch with Julie Corvallis. Opus 40 in Saugerties and opus40.org, September 22nd, afternoon concert with Kathy Hostetter. September 29th, Cowboy Sadness and Astrid's Son. The O Positive Festival in Kingston, Art, Music, and Wellness, October 11th through the 13th, featuring Nico Case, Kate Pearson, Rhett Miller, and more. Last but certainly not least, 25th Annual Woodstock Film Festival, October 15th through 20th. Tickets now on sale. The festival was just announced yesterday. WoodstockFilmFestival.org. And that's what I got, folks. Hopefully something there perked up your ears and you go support live music. We've got a few more minutes here. We're waiting for your call. You know you want to be the last couple of people that call here for the end of Local Motion. Let's show your support by giving a call at 845-437-7178. It's Pledge Drive, our annual only once a year. You know, a lot of non-commercial stations hit you up every quarter. We only do it once a year. So we ask the community for their support. And for $30, you get a really cool T-shirt, a bottle opener, and a sticker. Under $30, you get a sticker. Pledges can start at $5. Whatever it is that you can afford, you just giving us a call means an awful lot. I know there's a lot of charges to pay for nowadays, streaming services and all that stuff. So again, just once a year, we just ask you for a little support. 845-437-7178. There is no payment required today. They're just going to take your name and your address. We'll mail you an invoice and you pay us, and that's when you get your premium. Pretty simple. So just give us a call, 845-437-7178. Huge thank you to Peter in LaGrangeville, Noah in Beacon, Danny in Saugerties, Caroline in Red Hook, Robert in Newburgh, Hawken in Rhinebeck, Craig in Poughkeepsie, Gail in Poughkeepsie, John in Walkill, Dan in Poughkeepsie. Thank you all so much for... Oh, Hawken. Thank you. My buddy Hawken just texted me. I love you, Hawken. Thank you. Give us a call, folks. 845-437-7178. We've got two people on the line awaiting your call. They just need your name and address, and we'll mail you an invoice. So, local resident Amy Helm, the daughter of Levon Helm, also the owner of Levon Helm Studios in Woodstock, just came out with a new album last week. The album is called Silver City. She's going to be touring all over the place in support of this. We're going to take a listen to her track called Money on 7, and this is from the new album called Silver City. Please give us a call here at 845-437-7178. Give us a call. We're waiting for you. WVKR Annual Pledge Drive, 845-437-7178. No amount is too small or too large, and all amounts are greatly appreciated. Thank you. 845-437-7178. Let's take a listen to Amy Helm.
Few. I wouldn't say it was his will. I wouldn't say it was her.
Sorry for the dead air, folks. It's that time of the day for me, so I'm going to start Amy Helm from the beginning. It is just about time for us to end. We got 5 minutes left, but we are waiting for a few more calls here for the WVKR Annual Pledge Drive. Give us a call at 845-437-7178. You are so appreciated. 91.3 WVKR. And the phone number to call for your pledge, 845-437-7178. Thank you.
blazing again. Who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows about this love I've got to give? So beautiful, it can be so cold. My love don't need a cosign. It's perfect and it's whole. 4 a.m. I'm trembling, 5 a.m. I'm torn, 6 a.m. I'm terrified. I'll always be alone. Tomorrow 7, the sun comes back in. Gonna catch a spark like I'm dry kindling. Yes, baby, I'm blazing again, blazing again. Who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows, who knows about this love I've got to give?